In this week's Allegro Spotlight, we're going to send it to Joe McCann, who sat down with a rising golfer in the Dallas area. Hello, Joe.
In the history of Texas high school golf, there have only been 5 players to win the boys' individual state championship 3 times. There have only been 2 since 1979, and you probably know them both. 3-time major winner Jordan Spieth, and the player currently ranked #1 in the world, Scottie Scheffler. 2-time state champion Luke Colton of Frisco Wakeland High School has a chance to join Spieth and Scheffler in that club this spring.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you put your names against guys like Spieth and Scheffler. Texas high school golf has a really storied history. There's a lot of competitiveness in that. I think it's been really cool to be able to compete at the state title the last 3 years.
Some of these tournaments come and go. You think they're a big deal at the moment, but 4 or 5 years from now, people aren't really going to remember who won. But I think the Texas high school state champion, like that list, it goes back probably 100 years with some of the greats in the game. It's pretty cool that his name's etched in that history.
Luke and his family used to live in Illinois, and he'd learned golf by playing with his father. Luke caught up to his dad pretty quickly.
He probably beat me, I don't know, it was 13, maybe 12 or 13 for the first time. And then it was kind of neck and neck for a while, and now it's not even close. So we don't actually even really play together that much anymore because it's not fun for me to get beat.
When the family moved to Texas about 6 years ago, Jim Colton knew there wasn't a whole lot more he could teach his son. So he connected Luke with golf pro Andrew Lewis.
That was better, wasn't it?
Yeah, Luke and his dad actually reached out to me while he was living in Illinois. And so we were doing a little bit of remote work. This was before COVID, and then they moved here in 2020, and then we started working together full time in person at that point. He always displayed a high level of skill. But I remember there was an event a few years ago where he shot 64 the final round, and that was definitely like the first, okay, this kid's got something. And then a couple months later, he finished second in a 15 to 18 division when he was only 14. And so those were the first 2 moments where I thought, okay, maybe there's something a little bit different with this kid. But I think the thing that's always been there is his work ethic, his ability to do the things on a daily basis that are what make the best players in the world, make them great.
He's been the only coach I ever had. He was my first coach when I moved here in 2020. And he's been more than a coach to me. He's more of a friend. It's just really special that he supports me the way he does.
Any golfer will tell you how challenging the game can be mentally. Luke's focus allows him to navigate any course with confidence.
It definitely is a lot of mental. It's kind of hard. There's a lot of ups and downs. So I think playing a lot of tournaments, getting a lot of experiences that I've been lucky enough to have, that's been really important for me. Definitely a short game with chipping and putting. I think I can always rely on that, whether it's I hit it a little crooked off the tee. I feel like I always get up and down. I always keep things manageable. And then I think if I can get off the tee well, I usually have a really good day.
Luke has competed with the U.S. Junior National Team on several occasions, and he helped the U.S. capture the Junior Ryder Cup last summer.
It's unbelievable some of these places I've got to go, the people I got to meet. It's hard to even fathom when I'm looking back at it, some of the things I've been able to do. I'm really grateful for all of it.
Hopefully those sort of team opportunities continue in the future because golf can be a pretty selfish, lonely endeavor if you let it be. And I think he has the opportunity to kind of embrace that team element to high school golf, etc. That really makes it a lot more memorable and a lot more enjoyable.
After all that international experience, Luke is now focusing on his high school season and that historic three-peat, not to mention helping Wakeland capture a team championship. While turning pro at some point is certainly possible, his next step is going to play collegiately at Vanderbilt University.
In Vanderbilt, they've had one of the best golf programs over the past few years. The coaches are just incredible. All the guys there are incredible. They got a new facility. I went on my visit, I kind of knew that was a spot for me.
As far as where I think he's going to go, I think the sky's the limit. Obviously, he's playing in some things and done some things that some pretty great players have done, like the high school state championships and almost winning the U.S. Junior. But I think the main thing is just to stay focused on the process of the things that he's working on and how to get better, because ultimately, until you're #1 in the world, you're just not good enough, and that's the message I preach to him. So we just keep trying to get better because, you don't know how high you're going to go. And even when you reach that level, you still have to improve. So I think he's down for the improvement.